There are a lot of people on the planet who are really living in war zones or in extreme poverty. I was sitting here thinking to myself about how blessed I am. And I wanted to share with you exactly why you should be thinking about how blessed you are as well. Because honestly, if you're watching this video and you're not in a war zone, you're not literally starving, you're not in a place where people are physically abusing you, then you are extremely blessed. And if you feel like things are hard and you know you want to be successful and you know you want to achieve more with your life, but it feels like things just aren't on your side, just remind yourself that those things are not your situation. And outside of just success, just give yourself, a little bit of slack, right? Like there's no reason for you to feel so down when literally those are real situations for other people. And it's not just for some people. There are a lot of people on the planet who are really living in war zones or in extreme poverty. So if that's not the situation that you're in, seriously, like take a minute and let that sink in. Really imagine the fact that there are people who wake up to the sounds of bombs being dropped. That is a reality. And when it comes to success and thinking about achievements, there are people who come from those kinds of circumstances that make it happen, right? Uh, my favorite is Naval Ravikant. One of my favorites. In his almanac, he says, no, he said, I grew up poor and miserable. Now I'm pretty well off and I'm happy. And he's an example of growing up in extreme poverty in India. You got to think that's a country with over 1 billion people in it. And there are tons of those people. A lot of those people are growing up extremely poor. But even with that being the case, even with all the odds against them, there are going to be people who make it out. There are going to be people who not only make it out, but who make it to the top, who make it to that real level of financial freedom. And it's not going to be only because they got lucky. See, that's where people get it twisted. It's not only because they got lucky, it's also because they did the things. It's because they had faith in the fact that they were going to make it. And honestly, I shouldn't have to tell you how blessed you are for you to have faith in the fact that you're going to make it. But there are plenty of examples of people who not only make it to success, but who just make it out alive, right? Like just to be alive, just to be able to take a deep breath. Like that's massive. That's massive. If you're not in chronic pain, I mean, seriously, like every day that you get to go on without those things impeding your abilities to just be happy, it's like it not only is life not only about achievement and success, but in order to get to that, you have to have appreciation for where you are. You have to truly see the brighter side of what's happening in your life. And you have to make a habit out of that. You see, for me, I would watch videos and get motivated. But what I realized is that as soon as that video went away, it would wear off. And the only way that I'd be able to actually sustain that kind of thinking, and it still is hard. I'm not saying I'm perfect, no way. But the only way to really combat those feelings when the doubt starts creeping in or when that negativity starts creeping in is you have to develop a habit of taking that thought, recognizing it, and saying, hey, I don't need that. I don't need that. It's not even real. I'm going to take that. I'm going to recognize it and I'm going to feel it real quick and then I'm going to let it go. The road to the level of success that you want to reach in life, it's mostly here. It's mostly up here, because this thing right here allows us to use this thing right here, right? And when we direct this thing, the understanding that we direct this thing is what it is that actually gets you to that crazy level. I've talked about um, the psychology of embodied cognition on this channel, which is that your movement can actually create your thoughts, right? So me standing up and walking around is going to create new thoughts in my mind, right? And so doing things changes both your perception of the world and the actual thoughts that you get from it. I was thinking, I read this book last year. It's by Napoleon Hill. It's called Success Through a Positive Mental Attitude. And I highly recommend this book if you are serious about changing your mindset and using that to create abundance in terms of money, success, happiness, financial freedom. And there's just so much timeless wisdom in this book, and Napoleon Hill and Clement Stone. Um, they spend a lot of time really studying this stuff. So they go deep into the stories of people like Benjamin Franklin and Andrew Carnegie, and they give you tons of suggestions of the actual ways to develop the mindset necessary to stay positive, and recognizing that that actually is a path to creating success. It's not just, once again, it's really not what you do. It's how you think and how you use your thoughts to control your environment. Um, he has a line in here where it says, "I am happy. I am healthy. I am happy." And there's one other piece to it. I haven't read this in a minute, but it's like the importance of really just repeating to yourself and reminding yourself of how blessed you are can take you so far. Because when you're focused on the blessings that you have, you bring them closer to yourself. And I don't mean metaphysically, I mean literally. If I think about the fact that I'm able to to move my body freely, right? I'm going to do that. If I think about the fact that I have the ability to do more, I'm going to do more. But if I'm caught up in my mind thinking about how bad things are, then I won't do anything. I'm just going to sit there and sulk in that feeling. And it's not good for you. So hopefully this inspired you to really think about the blessings that you have in your life and how you can use that reality to create more of them. That's the goal. Is just recognize the blessings that you have, pass those blessings on to others. You know, people ask me how I'm doing. I tell them I'm absolutely impeccable. And literally just that alone can change someone's day. It can strike up a conversation with someone that leads you down a whole different path. Even if you don't feel it, say it. Say it and watch how your world changes. That's all I got for you. I'll see you next time.